Welcome to the course on how to emulate HT32 MCU. This chapter will take you to understand the basic teaching of the HT32 MCU emulation, which will be introduced from the following 6 topics. Hardware introduction, Keil installation and considerations, how to add a Holtek MCU to the Keil, how to add a Holtek MCU to the IR, HT32 Pro connection, and HT32 CodeConfig. Hardware introduction. The HT32 Pro is a new generation debug adapter developed by Holtek for 32-bit MCUs. It provides a simple, fast, and complete development tool that allows developers to program and debug their programs on the development board. By using together with Keil MDK ARM, IR Warm, or Sega Embedded Studio, the HT32 Pro provides powerful support to help developers implement efficient development and debugging. The HT32 Pro has a small and light design for easy portability and operation. 1. The shell is made of durable materials, which can protect the circuits and components inside the adapter. The whole shell is in cuboid shape and printed with HT32 logo, tool name, and other related information on the front. There is a reset key in the upper middle and 3 LEDs in the upper right corner for displaying the USB, error, and run status. 2. There is a standard mini USB interface on the top for connecting to the computer, and an interface on the bottom drawn out via the flat cable for connecting to the target IC to implement the programming and emulation functions. 1. The HT32 Pro provides a flat cable 2x5 pin connector for connection between the development board and the adapter. 2. In addition, an USB cable is provided for connecting the adapter to the computer. The HT32 Pro supports 2 interface options, SWD and UART. The SWD interface is an ARM standard serial debug interface and supports the debug programming protocol for ARM core integrated hardware layer. The SWCLK, serial wire clock, and SWDIO, serial wire debug data input-output, pins are provided for programming and emulation. There is an USB virtual COM port for the HT32 Pro serial communication. Developers can select the proper interface according to their requirements. The HT32 Pro supports various functions, including program download, debugging, etc. It supports real-time debugging and emulation, allowing developers to quickly find and solve the problems. In addition, the HT32 Pro also supports various development boards and MCUs, allowing developers to develop flexibly. Keil installation and considerations. First, go to the Download Products page from the Keil website and click on MDK ARM to download the latest version of the Keil MDK installer. After the download is completed, follow the installer instructions to install the Keil. How to add a Holtek MCU to the Keil. How to add a Holtek MCU to the Keil, if using the Keil MDK version 5. First, start the Keil and click Pack Installer. Wait for the welcome screen to appear and click OK. Find Holtek in the left device area, or enter Holtek directly in the search field. Click Holtek. In the right pack area, locate Holtek HT32_DFP and click Install. After the installation is completed, the selected Holtek MCU will be added to the Keil. If the Keil MDK version 4 is required to use, go to the Holtek official website, enter the Documents page from the introduction page of any M0 Plus or M3 MCU in Products. Find the HT32 Keil package in Resource, click on the latest installer to download, and then follow the installer instructions to install. After that, the selected MCU will be added to the Keil MDK version 4. How to add a Holtek MCU to the IAR. Go to the Holtek official website and enter the Documents page from the Introduction page of any M0 Plus or M3 MCU in Products. Find the HT32 IAR package in Resource, click on the latest installer to download, and then follow the installer instructions. After that, the selected MCU will be added to the IAR. E-Link 32 Pro connection. The E-Link 32 Pro provides an SWD interface. Only two pins named SWCLK and SWDIO are required for debugging and programming. The E-Link 32 Pro SWD 10-pin connector is shown in the table. The connection method between E-Link 32 Pro and MCU can refer to the diagram. The above are the E-Link 32 Pro connection instructions. HT32 CodeConfig. The HT32 CodeConfig is an auxiliary development software for the HT32 series of MCUs. This software will assist in the creation of MDK, IAR projects for various MCUs as well as implementing the initialization of MCU basic peripherals according to graphical settings. Using the HT32 CodeConfig can Quick Start Project. The HT32 CodeConfig provides an intuitive software interface to help users set up the MCU peripherals and IC pin functions. It can generate the MCU peripheral driver code only using a mouse without spending a lot of time reading the datasheet to easily start project development. Simplify hardware pin configuration. The HT32 CodeConfig provides the MCU pin shared settings that simplify pin settings by using an intuitive software interface to arrange pin functions. Reduce product development cycle. In the past, starting a new series of MCU development often required reading lengthy datasheet or other technical materials to understand the MCU peripheral settings. Now, using the HT32 CodeConfig graphical interface can plan and configure the peripherals and generate code associated with the firmware library, therefore greatly reducing the product development time. The HT32 CodeConfig operation flowchart is shown below. There are mainly 5 steps. 1. Set the MCU system frequency. 2. Select the peripherals required for the project. 3. Set parameters for the selected peripherals. 4. IAP and other parameter settings. 5. Execute generate code to generate the initialization code, link the MCU firmware library and finally produce the Keil MDK, IAR project. Next, explain how to create a new project in the HT32 CodeConfig. Click Menu, File, New. Select an MCU. Or enter the IC name directly in the search field. Select an IC package. Click OK to complete the creation of the HT32 CodeConfig project. The next is to explain how to add and switch peripherals. First, go to the AFIO page to configure the IC pin functions. For example, double-click ADC_IN0 to set PA0 to ADC_IN0, and similarly configure PA1 as ADC_AN. Double-click UR0_TX and UR0_RX, then PC6 and PC7 are set to UART Texas and RX respectively. If additional ADC and UART pages are displayed, the peripheral addition is completed. Next, explain how to switch peripherals. Click ADC to enter the ADC peripheral page for setting. Click UART to set UART. The above the instructions for how to switch peripherals. The next explains how to generate Keil or IAR project. The default is to generate Keil project. Directly click Generator Code on the toolbar and follow the instructions to select the output path. To generate the IAR project, click Menu, Tools, Option. Select IAR to change the output project setting. Click Generator Code on the toolbar to generate the IAR project. Users can also find out from here which project is currently being generated. The above are the instructions for how to generate Keil IAR project.